All right. So now we are going to do an audit of new to you kids resale. So it looks like this is a store that resells kids stuff. Okay. So we've got a link to a Google location. We're not actually linking to a Google business profile. So if I remove all of this, so you do actually have a Google business profile. So what you want to do so that you're actually linking to it, because right now you're just linking to the address. Don't worry, this is a common thing that occurs in a majority of the audits that I do see. You're going to want to go to share on your Google business profile. You're then going to want to go to embed a map. And this is the exact code that you want to copy onto your site to then link to your Google business profile. So the link on your profile, your Google business profile, let's see if it matches the same URL structure. It does. That's awesome. You got a whole bunch of reviews. Let's sort by newest. So you're responding to review. This is great. You've got a few here that don't have responses to, and it looks like there's a big gap. So this may have been like a recent takeover, or I'm not sure what's occurring here, but these older reviews, I would definitely get back in and start responding to them. Now, there is a lot, so don't overwhelm yourself that you have to do it all in one day. Plan it out. How many do you have in total? 99. Plan that you'll do 10 a week and then just slowly knock out responding to them. Also, on your profile, you can get a link to it's an appointment setting link field, or like something you can put on your Google business profile. It's just a little field form fill out for appointments. Now, if you don't take appointments, don't worry. Or if you don't have an appointment setting software, don't worry. Literally just link it to your site. Just have another link to your website on your Google business profile. So then where are you located? You're located in Wichita, Kansas. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do Wichita, Kansas. See if I can get your profile to show up. Okay, it shows up. Now does Plepper want to work? Yes, there we go. So you got 26 attributes, which is great. This clearly shows you went through and every single possible field or form that you could possibly do, you went and enabled them or you disabled them. Now what I want you to do is to go through and add some services. Then after you have those services, add descriptions to each of those. You can't do it at the same time. You first have to list a service. Then once that is saved, you then have to go back through and then you put a description on each of those. Don't overthink this. Literally just 2 to 3 sentences. Place that description on each of those services. Start with 5, then do 10, then get 15 on there. So let's go back to your site. So looking at your phone number, make sure that they match. 316-269-942. So then let's go back to actual search. I would love for your Google business profile to appear here. I'm not sure why it won't. So maybe let me try kids clothing. I still can't get your Google business profile up here. It's not anything that you're doing. It's just Google being difficult. Because what I want to see is, do you have links to your social profiles? But I can't see it in this view. Let me go back to search then. Let me take your URL. So a new to you kids.com. So this looks like it's I don't know if this is you. It looks like you. So this looks like a old website or a old listing. 1382 Jadwin Avenue. Does that match? No, it doesn't. So it looks very similar to maybe you moved location. This is from Wix. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is because this looks identical to your current setup or your current website. Okay, so this one links to your Facebook page from your website that you linked me. From this old website that I found that looks like a previous version. I need more context, right? This one doesn't link to the correct Facebook account. but it has a very similar URL structure. So I'm assuming that these are the same business. I would get links back to your site on all your social posts. And then also in your social posts, what you can do is you can repurpose them to different platforms, right? You can be posting on Instagram, you can be posting on Twitter, you can be posting on Facebook, you can be posting on LinkedIn. And then with those posts, you can be posting also on TikTok. With those posts, what you want to do is you want to have links back to your site. Also on your social profiles, you want to have links back to your site, right? On this right here, I do not see any links pointing back to your site. You have a link on your site to this, but you also need this to link back to your site. And you also want to make sure, so the phone number matches, which is great. So I'm going to close that link. That's your Facebook account. Then if you own this site, I'm not sure if you do, it looks like you do. If you own this site, what I would do is transfer this domain name. Then I would get another site set up. I would link to your new site so that you get a backlink from a referring domain. It doesn't matter too much that this was your previous site if this is yours. But what we can still do is we can still get links from this and get our referring domain count up. Granted, it's just one. It's not really going to move the needle that much, but it still is another free backlink. I would transfer this domain name to Cloudflare or another provider. With Cloudflare, you can host sites for free. You're just going to have to go through the process and figure that out a little bit. Yeah, so this get directions you have is set up perfect to link to your Google Business Profile. It's just this one down here does not link to your Google Business Profile, so I would get that fixed. You got some good FAQ in here as well. I would get more verbose, get some more keywords, more LSI terms, more entities on page. What is this built with? So let's go to raw versus rendered. So it looks like it's all static HTML, which is great. So it's a little bit of a thin site, so there's not too much for me to look at. You've got a lot of short codes that take me to certain sections on the pages, which is great. There's not a lot for me to look at here SEO wise. So now what I'm going to do is let's go look and see if we were to search your domain in quotes, what do we have occurring? So it looks like it's a little bit of a newer site because Google still hasn't indexed your favicon. So when I search it, there's no external links that Google's found yet pointing to it, or nothing indexed. Let me try without personalization. Nope, still nothing. But your AI overview, we can see it knows about your Facebook and stuff. So that's good. So then we'll close out of this. We'll go back to just searching the brand name and then also the location. See if you've got any other social profiles. You got Facebook, we already looked at. Your Yelp, we'll look at. MapQuest, new to kids.where.com. I don't know what that is. You've got a lot of brand mentions. I would just make sure that these are all linking back to your site. Yeah, you've got a lot of good brand mentions. You're on Reddit, you're on Yellow Pages. You've got these other websites mentioning you. Then you have another site for new to you. Yeah, so I'm really confused. It looks like there's 3 sites that you have, or is this New York? This might be what's probably happening is that this is a bigger brand, or this is a rebranding attempt. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, but this is very similar. It's identical, so that's interesting. Best of Wichita, so you've got a listing on here. Your phone number matches, that's great. You got the correct address, that matches, that's awesome. So let's see, phone number, I don't think that matches. 131, that's not your phone number, is it? No, you've got a 316. So this phone number is formatted a little incorrectly on your wary.com. I've never seen this before, so I'm not sure exactly what this is. But I would go and get that phone number fixed. Look at your Maps Quest. Website resolves to a www. You don't have a www for your URL. What actually happens if I visit it? Yeah, so I would go and get your Maps Quest link changed to the correct URL structure. You currently have a www version. And so what happens is that Google will go and find this page, your MapQuest page. It will crawl this page. It will then find that URL. That URL is not exactly matching the URL that your page resolves to, or your servers, or what is being served when someone visits the page. So right now, Google goes and finds this, and then it's hit with a 301 redirect to then the actual URL or the actual page structure or the URL structure that you actually want to be serving to. So I'd go in and fix that. This has the correct phone number, which is great. 281. Let's make sure that's the correct address. So this looks like it might be a franchising play, or there's just a lot of very similar named businesses that do exactly the same thing that you do. I'm going to lean more that this is a franchise. That may also be conflicting because this address doesn't match the address of your profile. Let's go look at your Yelp. This is closed. So you might actually move locations. I'm not sure, but I would definitely go get those listings cleaned up so they're accurately matching to where you currently are located. That's everything I can see visually. So let's close all of this and let's go through the automated audit that I have. Visitors have no way to contact you except calling. This is more like CRO or conversion rate optimization or user experience. This isn't necessarily SEO, but what we're finding is that all they can do is call you. This site has no photographs at all. Actually, this automated audit is wrong because you do have links to your Facebook messaging. So I would ignore this a little bit. Ideally, that I would get photos on the page. You do have a lot of reviews. You have 99 reviews that you can easily pull onto this page. Not only the photos from those reviews, you could also pull in the review content. And then this way, depending on what's in the content, right? If it has some good LSI, some good keywords, some good keyword variations, some good entities in the review content, that review content can take care of all the SEO that you necessarily need to rank. Now, I don't think this is going to be highly competitive. So when you go through and add all of that content on your page, and then you go through and maybe you bold some of your LSI terms, some of your entities, some of your keywords, your keyword variations, that may just be enough to rank your site for the top level keyword that you're trying to target.